we're going to be getting into the down and dirty, the nitty-gritty of the market making. So we are going to continue with our structure, and we're going to continue with all our code, and we're going to go through it real quick. So if you don't know, this is a series about me trying to make a market maker full-on system in who knows how many days, 7 maybe, or something like that. So first thing I always do when I make such systems is that I always make a architectural diagram. So here, let's go to the board. So here we are. And what we are looking at right here is an architecture diagram of that quick and dirty market maker. So what's going on here is that we've got this gateway, which is big, it's huge, and we've got a strategy, which is also very, very large, and we've got the state, and we've got the Django view. So this gateway, what it represents is it's a gateway to the exchange, right? It's a gateway to the exchange. And then there's a gateway in, and then there's a gateway out. So if you want to send orders to the exchange, you're sending outbound messages. So that is part of the gateway out. And if you want to send inbound messages, that's a gateway in. So for example, you would collect things like fill confirmations, last trade information, order book updates, order confirmations, and such things like that. Things going in, things going out. Next is the state. So the state is just going to be an in-memory structure. So just an in-memory structure that will hold things like, what are your current positions? What are your current orders? What is the current state of the order book? Things like that. And then what's going to happen is the strategy is going to read from the state. It will then proceed to make trading logic decisions, so it'll be like, oh, the order book looks like this, and this is the right conditions for that. So we're going to create an order and send that back. We're going to make an order, and then it'll be sent to gateway out, which will in turn send orders to the exchange. Cool. So that is now trust me, an actual market maker has a lot of things like an aggregated book, risk limits, like a risk engine, and then also a rate limiter, and then a load balancer and things like that. This is very naive. This is not a whole big Java project or anything like that. I'm just dirty coding this in Python, right? And I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying to make little Python optimizations, but it's very dirty. It's not meant to be told something Goldman could use to market make. And anyway, and then I've put this little thing here. That's good coffee. I've put this little thing here, Django view, and what this essentially is. It's going to be, we're just going to record everything as the strategy is going, and we're just going to be able to have a little front end or view as we run things. So let's go straight to the code. Now the code is very complex, totally complex. Comment if you want me to share the code. I'm happy to share the code with you if you want, but if you do want access to it, join the Skool community. We'll get you all set up. I'll even teach you how to do these things. So, oh, and also if you see any mistakes in my Python code, just comment. Tell me, Steve, you messed up. Your code's terrible. You messed up here. But anyway, let's get to so what we're going to do is, first we're going to look at the Django app. So here I've called this DMM, which stands for Dirty Market Making. And here I've got the engine, which is the actual market making engine, and then to the big top level folders, right? And then I've got the strategy config, which is the Django application. And then inside, and then this is not a actual Django application. It's sort of like Django REST framework, right? It's actually Ninja Django. And what we're doing is we're going to make models like these, right? So the strategy, and then like this is a market making strategy. So this SA is going to be like the spread of the ask, the spread of the bid, volume ask, and the volume on the ask side. And then we're also going to keep track of all the fills. And this is going to be all kept in Django. So it'll be a bit slower than the strategy, but periodically it'll just update, right? And so we can actually run this. And what I love doing is I love making make files. I just make everything into a make file, right? You can make tests with coverage, right? And then you get the HTML report. It's awesome. I love these make files. They're amazing. So I'm going to go make run server, which is run the Django server. We run it. Cool, it's running. And so we need to go to the admin page. Typical Django admin. Here we are. So we're here at the Django admin. I've already logged in, and then these are all our models here. And then you can click on this. There's no records yet, and we can add one if we want. Tells what volume, what price, strategy. Strategy will be tied to what we're trading here, and the timestamp. Cool, that's awesome. We can even add a strategy, and that's it. It's really convenient way. Now, this is the Django administration. What we probably should do is make the front, like some front end or something like that, but hey, no problem. Next. Now, if you recall, we were talking about, so what I built out now is I built out the base classes and the state. So let's take a look at those real quick, right? They're awesome. So we're going to go out of strat config and we're going to go to engine. So the base is going to be all the base stuff for our base messaging. And this is going to be somewhat HFT, not completely HFT because it's just Python, right? But we're going to try do a little bit of optimizations. So we make some enums about messages and stuff like that. So actually, let's go to the markdown file and look at what the messages look like. So here we have the message, which is the head of the message here. And this is going to just be sent a lot. So we're going to start working with bytes and how we can arrange information, right? So this is the message head, and then each message has a little bit of data tacked onto it, right? A little bit of data tacked onto it. So, and so these are the different types of messages so far. We can register more completely. Absolutely, we can do that. Now, the first type of message, so the message will look like this message header with this extra data on it, which is like a fill message, right? And then you could have a position message or an order message, right? And then we have the time step, the fill ID, all that. And then we allocate these many bytes to it. That really low level stuff, we can convert those into classes and then do some stuff with being able to deserialize, decode and code things, serialize and deserialize, whatever you want to call it. And so we do that for each of the messages. There's a lot of code, but you get the gist of it, right? And then, so those are the messages. And then we have the state, which is just one class, and it's just going to hold. It's going to hold lists of orders, what the current position is, last trade, or snapshots of the order book. That is that. And we have some utility methods. So if we get certain types of messages, we're going to pass them in different ways. Yeah, and so that is the amazing world of semi-high frequency trading, trying to make a market maker. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about, or if you're just generally confused or something, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know about this. And then also, if you want to learn more about this stuff, join the Skool community. I'll put all the links in the description. There's a 7-day free trial.